Hi Pisces, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. This reading will be for Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus to have a look and see at what's potentially coming up for you in the month of December. If you aren't familiar with the way I do things, Pisces, I do an extended version as well. So if you're interested in more extended messages where I do lay out 10 more cards, you'll find the link to the extended version below in the Show More section. Also in the Show More section, you'll find a list of prices and services. If you were after a private reading with me, so let's jump into it and see what's potentially coming up for you in December 2019. Pisces. Okay. Okay, let's start off with the Queen of Wands. This is quite a fiery energy, Pisces, often representing the sign of a Leo. So I'm not sure if this is a destined Leo, lover, friend, or colleague that's coming in around you, but it is a card of taking initiative. She brings a very big surge of energy for us. So I feel for a lot of you, you're definitely jumping into December with a very, very good energy, and you're really taking initiative in a lot of things and being very proactive. Now, the Queen of Wands is a mover. She's a shaker, so to speak. So I feel like a few feathers might even be ruffled. You might be put in a leadership position, or you might be having a lot more confidence to take reign of a relationship, being more in control in a working environment, in a collaborative environment. It really is power, because that's what the Queen of Wands can represent. She does have quite a sexual symbolism to her as well, indicated by the spread legs here. So I'm not sure if this is a sexual connection that's forming, or a very strong attraction that's growing around you here. And you also have the King of Swords who sits beneath her, which can be female-male partnership. But the King of Swords is a very strong mental connection. So physical and mental things coming in the first column here for a lot of you Pisceans. Now, the black cat can symbolize superstitious, spiritual, and esoteric ventures. So some of you might become more open-minded to spirituality. And the beautiful sunflower that blossoms around her indicates that something is in full blossom, or someone is opening up completely to you, or you will be opening up completely to them. Now, it can be a whole new person, because you do have the Ace of Swords. This can definitely symbolize a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They might be coming up as the king and the ace for you this month in December. You might be very closely connected to an air sign, or there's a new chapter with an air sign here. Maybe a renewed relationship. Maybe you're collaborating on something together. Maybe you're fighting for each other. Ace of Swords can definitely indicate needing to fight for communication, fight for someone. The sword can be removal of toxic energy, obstacles, and slicing away that sort of energy to bring triumph. Because the sword is courage, it's valor, and there is triumph in some new chapter of your life. Maybe where there was a lot of questions or things were unanswered, suddenly there's a lot of triumph and prevailing in a situation, especially if it's a new chapter. So definitely new beginnings for a lot of you Pisceans watching. Communication will be your strong point. This can often point to legalities, someone trying to reach out to you, someone trying to get something out of you. You might be trying to get some words out of another person even, and you will be successful in one way or another here, Pisces. You do have the Five of Pentacles here. Now, the Five of Pentacles, I don't know if that ace next to the five is indicating that you will be successful in this sort of avenue. Maybe the Five of Pentacles can show financial struggle or hardship, destitution, feeling like you're shut out from a situation. There could definitely be an earth sign who's feeling disconnected from you in the month of December, or maybe you don't feel as in control of your finances, Pisces. So you might want to look out for your finances and make sure you have that in check. But it could be someone that will come to your assistance or come to your aid. It can be quite a busy month as well, where you need to make sure your mental and physical health are in check as well. You can see they're in a bit of a precarious situation here, the Five of Pentacles. So if it's not you, you might notice this sort of energy happening around someone you're very, very close with. either a lover, a friend, or a colleague, for example. And it could be someone under an earth sign, which would be the Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. It can point to not having much direction in your career, even as well. I guess you see that they're sort of struggling to get into the church and seek assistance and charity and help. So I do feel like someone might be coming to you for help, or it's getting to that stage where a situation is becoming more intense, that help is needed as well. So I guess that's something to look out for here. But I love that the ace sits next to it because, you know, out of that precarious situation, we see the crown. So a situation can be turned completely around here, Pisces, whether this is you experiencing it or someone very close to you going through that sort of energy. You do have the King of Swords, so I feel like anything that you've been sort of unsure about, if there's been an issue happening with friends or family or loved ones, I feel that might come to the forefront because the King of Swords is deeply direct in his approach to things. You know, it could be with an air sign here, the Gemini, could be a Libra, Aquarius as well. But the King of Swords can represent an important conversation, a very honest conversation, a confession even, or a heightening in communication. I definitely feel there's major breakthroughs happening for you, and it could be connected to this ace. But I feel in terms of mentality or communication, because that's what the King of Swords represent, the way he thinks, his attitude, the way he comes across, the way he expresses himself, or the ability of other people to confide in him, seek solace in him. So someone might be seeking solace and direction from you, or you might be seeking that from another person. Now going back to that column here, attraction and sexuality paired with mental connection, freedom and direction. So a lot of components here, a lot of different facets coming into play for a lot of you Pisceans watching. And it could definitely be in connection to a relationship. But the King of Swords can be a legal representative. It can be an agent. It can be someone trying to represent you. It can be anything with writing, communicating, maybe publishing as well. Someone of influence or someone that's very well connected might refer you. There could be a referral or a critique or a praise or an article that's written about you maybe, or about your work. But some sort of feedback might be given to you. And it could be around creative works because you have the Seven of Cups. But I do feel like communication is much more open, or someone is much more open-minded to your ideas, or much more open to accepting an apology or giving an apology. You might notice that people are more open than they usually are, more tolerant, more resilient. Or you might notice this sort of behavior in yourself. The Seven of Cups can be a little bit of a scattered energy. It's often seen, we see this silhouetted figure here depicted, and it can often indicate feeling uncertain about an issue, emotions running wild, especially if you are dealing with a fellow water sign, a fellow Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer. Emotions could be up in the air. And again, it's contrasting energy because that's a bit of scattered emotion, yet the ace is so determined. The ace is so forthright, knows what it wants, knows where to go, etc. The fact that that's coming up might speak volumes of two very different approaches from two very different parties or people or lovers. But I also see the Seven of Cups as goals, creating goals. Yes, things might be up in the air, but sometimes we need to be, we need different things, options and choices to give us contrast from what we want and what we don't want, Pisces. And you might be seeing that contrast in the month of December. But it's also, the dream career, the dream person, the dream possessions, accomplishments and accolades, reverence, spirituality, etc. So I do feel like there's a major realignment of goals or some major life assessment that's happening here. And it's happening internally because the cups represent emotions. So you're going to be emotionally drawn to new goals, new experiences, potentially even new people in the month of December. And that, I think, is going to lead you to your next big chapter, the next big phase. And I do feel like a newer life awaits for you. And it's something that's going to be in the long-term future, because you have the long-term future card. As you can see, this person here is depicted looking out into the desert plains that he's yet to wander, that he's yet to experience and yet to journey. And for me, the Three of Wands indicates movement and progression, absolutely. But at the same time, it's something that you start will be in your distant future. It might be a fire sign. The wands can represent fire. You had a Leo, could be an Aries or Sagittarius. Might be a third-party situation that you're getting yourself involved in that's going to be around you for the long term, because you're consciously going to choose to engage in that behavior or go down that road. It's not always a third party though, although there's 3 wands. I feel like a third party is more the 3 of swords. But nonetheless, the 3 of Wands is having options. It can be movement, okay? For a lot of you, you might be required to move, rent a new place, change up your living situation. There might be someone moving in with you. There might be even a bit of overcrowding happening in the month of December. In that last column, the 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands, to me, sort of indicates that you're learning lessons, or you've learnt lessons from your past. And I don't know if this is financial lessons or lessons where you've been in a precarious situation and you're determined not to have history repeat itself again here, Pisces. And suddenly there's a major shift. So I'm going back to that major new chapter, more openness, major life change and reassessment happening. And life can change very, very drastically for you in the month of December. It could be adventure that's calling, or you start to make some sort of travel plans. Be careful not to overindulge in these travel plans. Make sure they're definitely affordable. But nonetheless, there could be a fire sign here that's envisioning a future with you, or wanting a future with you. You might be planning long-term goals for the next 3 months, 3 years, launching a business, having a beautiful relationship, having your dream home, ticking 5 things off your bucket list. Whatever it is that you're looking for here, Pisces, major life assessment and goal reorientation in the month of December. I will leave it at that though, and continue with your extended reading, the link to which will be available in the Show More section. Thank you so much for tuning in once again, Pisces. I do hope you have a lovely Christmas ahead and a beautiful new year. So take care and bye for now.